Hello everyone, I just wanted to welcome everybody. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you everybody for being here this morning. It's brilliant to see everybody out, and it's great that we're going to be marching for Palestine in Portsmouth today. My name's Mark. I'm the secretary of the Portsmouth and South Downs Palestine Solidarity Campaign. First of all, obviously, we have to say a huge, massive thank you to the team from Bournemouth, the Palestine Solidarity Movement. You will hear more from them, and I'm really looking forward to hearing what they have to say. And they brought the Red Line with them. Obviously, you probably worked out that the conditions don't make it brilliant for the whole plan. But we will definitely have the Red Line out today. We will be bringing the Red Line for Palestine to Portsmouth.
Hi guys, I'm Lynn. We've come from Bournemouth with the Red Line. We've also brought, thank you. We've also brought merchandise. We've got the official Red Line T-shirt, which has our old logo on the left, and on the back it says, "We will free Palestine within our lifetime."
Hello everyone, and solidarity from the trade union movement. I'm chair of the Portsmouth Trades Council, the Trade Union Council for Portsmouth, and also of Unison, both of whom fully and utterly support the struggle for Palestine liberation, Palestine freedom, and an end to the genocide. And what a genocide we've seen. For 16 months, we've seen utter slaughter, utter destruction in Gaza, and absolutely virtually nothing from the international community or the media condemning the appalling acts of the Israeli war machine. We should call them out. This is nothing but genocide, ethnic cleansing and war crimes, 16 months, and we will not put up with it. We will not rest until we put an end to it. The ceasefire in that situation is clearly welcome. You know, absolutely, we want to see the end to the bombing, the appalling conditions of people in Gaza. Not only the bombs, they're suffering from lack of food, the cold. People describe how sleeping on blocks of ice. This intense in this sort of weather and worse. It's absolutely disgraceful. So the ceasefire is welcome. But in terms of a step towards a just and peaceful settlement, it is an utter sham. An absolute sham. If you look what's going on, you only have to look what's happening in Jenin in the West Bank, where the Israeli war machine is slaughtering and locking up and oppressing people in the West Bank. They absolutely have no intention of granting justice and freedom for the people of Palestine. Netanyahu wants to continue the process that began well before 1948 of ethnic cleansing. They want to drive out the Palestinians out of all of what they call a greater Israel. And we will not have it. This is the Palestinian land. They have a right to remain there. We will fight for them to remain there. And we will fight for every single refugee to return there as well. And Netanyahu has some powerful backers. I don't know if people saw what Donald Trump said. When he talked about Gaza, he said, and I quote, "We will clean out the whole lot." What a disgusting, disgraceful thing to say about people. Dehumanising people as if they can just be cleared out. He expected them to go to Egypt or Jordan. And absolutely disgusting. That is Palestinian land and will remain Palestinian land. And Trump has already given full support for ethnic cleansing. If you look at the people he pardoned, I'll come on to them in a minute, but what he also did, he dropped the sanctions against the violent, illegal settlers in the West Bank. They were under sanctions. Trump has dropped them. It's absolutely clear. He is intent on genocide. He is intent on backing up Netanyahu and then continuing the project of creating the state of Israel cleansed of Palestinians. And I must say, Trump's tagging along for the ride as well. I mean, I do think he's trying to suck up to Trump and trying to make out. And Britain all the way along has continued to support arms to Israel and has refused to back the calls for a just and peace settlement, unlike some countries like Ireland and from South Africa who have stood up against all the imperialist onslaught and the imperialist support. So we need to condemn Starmer. He has blood on his hands too. And what's really one of the most disgraceful things is those of us here who stand up and protest about the genocide, the ethnic cleansing and the war crimes are smeared as anti-Semitic. We know that many Jewish people are with us and fight with us and demonstrate. We are not the anti-Semites, they are the anti-Semites, and we condemn these far-right racist thugs and monsters. But we are facing a clampdown. We are facing a clampdown by the state. The people, the far right, are pumped up. That's why we got those idiots up at Farm Foods. But also the British state and states around the world. You look at Germany, the clampdown on Palestinian activists. They're pumped up. They see the way that they think the wind is blowing. Trump Netanyahu. They think the wind is in their sails. And they've arrested Ben Jamal, the director of the Palestine Solidarity Campaign. They arrested Chris Nynam, the senior steward for the Stop the War Coalition at the demonstration last week. These people we will continue to fight until all charges are dropped. All people who fight and resist oppression in Palestine should be absolutely supported, not condemned and rocked up. And I just worth noting that the Hastings Three, who got done for, were arrested for and charged with attacking the general dynamics, or genocide dynamics as most of us call it, have actually been released. Absolutely, victory there. We need to keep putting the pressure on. People will not rest until we have victory, peace in Palestine. We will keep on fighting. We will win. Victory, freedom for Palestine!
Hello, Portsmouth. It's good to see you in this weather. It's gloomy outside, but you make it very bright here. Definitely, you're glowing. Yeah. The faces, the smiles, the resistance in your faces. You're saying, we're here, we're staying, we'll come, we'll fight. You cannot stop us. Keir Starmer cannot stop any of us, you know, because they're fighting shadows, because we have an ideology, and you can never finish an ideology. It is there in our heads, our children. We inherited that from our grandparents. I'm Palestinian from Hebron, Nil Khalil, and my family were Nakba survivals. And we did survive, and I remember I didn't learn what I learned about my country from the books. I didn't listen to the garbage BBC, you know, like gaslighting people. I learned that firsthand from my grandmother, from my auntie, from the neighbor in the refugee camps. That's why we learn. And they taught us that we could be broken sometimes, but we'll never be defeated. They will never finish us. We will come back in their nightmares, in their dreams, and we'll stand here. And we can tell, like yesterday, we all watched the resistance in Gaza doing the hostages handover, and you can see all the symbols. Look at the table. It had 2 Palestinian flags in there, because it is Palestine and Palestine and Palestine. No Israel, no Tel Aviv, nothing. It's Palestine, it's Tel Rabia, it's Al Khalil. It is our land. We are the indigenous people to that land. Our blood comes from that land. We love that land, and that land loves us. We know that land, and that land knows us. Even if we decide to let go, that land will never let go of us. So we're here, we're drawing the red line again for everyone who says that we do not have the right to return, because we do have the right to return, and we will return. One day we will return, and we will never kneel. Yesterday they had 2 seats on the table of the release of the hostages. And when somebody asked them why 2 chairs only, somebody sitting from the resistance, they said because the other party are not coming to negotiate. They're coming on their knees. We made them kneel. This victory, this is a small victory, and the real victory will be celebrated in Palestine, in Jerusalem, outside Aqsa, where we're gonna hear the Adhan, and all the churches will toll. Everybody has a right to one state, not 2-state solution, because there is no other state. It's one state only, called Palestine. Palestine. There is only one state with everybody has equal rights, regardless of their religion, beliefs, whatever, you know, like it is one state, and it's Palestine, and Palestine will remain, because you know why? Because in our thousands, in our millions, we are all Palestinians. Thank you, Portsmouth.
End apartheid! In our thousands, in our millions, we are all Palestinians. In our thousands, in our millions, we are all Palestinians. In our thousands, in our millions, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. From the sea to the river, Palestine will be free. From the sea to the river, Palestine will be free. Everyone, please just give yourselves a massive round of applause. That was absolutely fantastic to see in Portsmouth today. Thank you once again to the Palestine Solidarity Movement for making this happen with us here in the Palestine Solidarity Campaign in Portsmouth. Absolutely amazing. I think a few people will want to get photos, so please hang on, have your flags, have your placards, and yeah, hang on, let's see if someone's got suggestions. Photographer, anything you'd like to do? So the art will go from up like that as a red line rainbow. So the two ends stay at the bottom. Maybe if the two ends could aim for the corners of the stairs and the middle can head up the stairs. It's a good idea, I hope it works. Thank you everyone going the red line. You are all absolutely
Thank you for being here in not the best of conditions, but still infinitely better than the conditions that Palestinians face in Gaza and the West Bank. We are all here for peace. We demand peace. That's why we march week in, week out, and while we cannot stop. A ceasefire does not mean peace. In the words of Mahmoud Darwish, the war isn't over when the soldiers go home. It's over when the children play in the streets again. Not when Palestinian children continue to be picked off by Israeli snipers. Not when violence in the West Bank escalates ever further, where refugee camps and residential areas are brutally assaulted. The UN are concerned about Israel's unlawful use of lethal force in the West Bank. I don't know about you, but after 76 years, I'm tired of concern, of the situation being monitored closely. I'm tired of empty words. This is why we, the people, cannot stop. We must not stop. Every action, big or small, whether it's sharing a news story, a social media video, or just talking to friends and colleagues, or turning up time after time to stand for peace. Peace is the only solution. We will settle for nothing less. Peace for all. Peace for Palestinian Christians, Palestinian Muslims, Palestinian Jews, and Palestinians from all backgrounds and all beliefs. Like I said, it's simple. So simple that even a child can understand. I want to finish with some words that aren't my own, but these are the words of two 10-year-old children. It's a poem for peace. It's time to elevate. We got to set it straight. Peace on the plate, there's no room for hate. Unity's the goal, let love escalate. Gonna break down the walls, let the world celebrate. From the streets to the nation, let's start a sensation. Break the chains of division, spark a new vibration. No more frustration, just new foundations with compassion in our hearts. No need for hesitation. Peace, peace, it's the way we need to go. Hands up high, let the good vibes flow. No more fights, no more endless woe. Together we rise, let the harmony show. Every colour, every creed, let's plant the same seed. Respect and understanding, that's all we need. No more judgment, take a different lead. With empathy, kindness, watch the world succeed. The power's in the people, let's break the cycle. From the smallest act to the largest title. It's a revolution, a peaceful recital, where love is the anthem and hope is vital. So remember this vibe, let it guide your way. Peace is the mission every single day. From the moment we rise to the end of the day, together as one, let's pray, let's pave a brighter way. Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine! Thank you!
Okay. In 466 days, this government has not changed its stance. This government continues to allow the flow of weapons that may have been stopped being used in Gaza, weapons that are now being used in Jenin, in the West Bank, in Lebanon, in Syria. weapons that might be tested on Palestinians, but are still being used on Kashmiris, on Advasis around the world for torment and oppression. Our work does not stop today because Palestine is not free. This is a promise to our rulers that we will not stop. We do not stop boycotting. We do not stop calling for divestment. We do not stop calling for sanctions. And any win that we might get today, it will never repay the blood that has been lost. I'm happy to announce that through the struggle that we have waged in Portsmouth for 6 months now as students, we have got a divestment of 800,000, probably more. We know for a fact that this university had a bond worth £800,000 invested in Caterpillar. For those who don't know, Caterpillar produces the D9 bulldozer, which is used to kettle Palestinians and destroy their homes and their heritage. We can win if we dare to struggle. But we still have so much more to do. It is a promise to our university, to this council, to this country and the world that we are going to continue to dare to struggle and dare to win. So say it with me. I believe. I believe. I believe. I believe. I believe that. I believe that. I believe that. I believe that. I believe that we. I believe that we will win. 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 Keep struggling, guys. Keep winning. We've got this. Thank you all.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Chief. Inspiring words. Malika, were you going to say a few words? I think Malika's our last speaker.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for being here despite the weather. It's awful weather, but not as awful as the conditions in Gaza, so we persevere. Now, many of you will have heard me speak before, and you'll know that my speeches are usually ones of hope, very optimistic. I am angry that the same people who for months have been calling us anti-Semitic for protesting against genocide are now defending Elon Musk doing a Nazi salute. How dare they call us anti-Semitic when he is doing that and getting away with it? And the reason I bring this up is because the situation in Palestine, the awful scenes we're seeing there, the genocide, this is not happening in a vacuum. This is all interconnected. Every single thing is carefully planned by those in power, the corrupt elites who are ruling us, who are crushing us, who are forcing working class against working class, distracting us with issues so that we hate each other and not them, because together we are so strong, and we need to remember this. We need to not let them divide us. Now, I will say this. So many people are murdered in America every single day, and the police say again and again we don't have the resources, and yet when one billionaire is murdered, all of a sudden they do have the resources. All of a sudden they send a manhunt after a guy who killed one billionaire and ignore all the violent criminals who kill tens of people in America every single day, because the only murders they care about are the ones that affect their pockets, which is why we see tens of thousands of murders in Gaza, and they keep on sending the bombs because it's good for their pockets. War is good for their economy. They do not care about lives. They do not care about that. All they care about is the money. All they care about is the control. And we cannot let them keep getting away with that. We have to stand up. We have been protesting since October 2023, and still nothing is getting done. We have a ceasefire now, but let's be real, that is not going to last, because Hamas have proposed so many ceasefire deals that were rejected. And I would like to, as I've said many times, I never have condoned the taking of hostages, and I never will. It was not okay for them to do so. However, the hostages are now getting exchanged for political prisoners who in reality are just innocent women and children who are taken by Israel because it's part of their system and they can do whatever the hell they like. And we are here to tell them they cannot do whatever the hell they like. And I am so worried that as soon as the last hostage is exchanged, the bombs will keep falling again, and we cannot let that happen, which is why we cannot let up just because a ceasefire has been approved. And I will say we need to keep putting the pressure on them, and we need to put the pressure in the right places, because clearly just protesting is not having the effect. We need to hit them where it hurts, which is their pockets. We need to put more pressure on the people whose money will be affected. We need to put more pressure on the companies, and whatever that means, I'm not here to tell you how you do it, because whatever that means for you, that is okay. You do what is within your ability. You decide what you are able to sacrifice to bring about the greater good. But we cannot let this slide. We have to push. We have to push not just for the Palestinians, but for every single person on this planet. Because like I said, it is them against us. It is the elites against the working class. And they are turning us, they are turning the people into propaganda machines who spread their hateful rhetoric for them. We cannot allow this to happen. We have to remember that the real enemy are those who are controlling us, those who are using their money to hurt innocent people in Palestine and all around the world. Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine!